Feeling good. Had a great weekend. Thank you again for those of you who wished me a happy birthday. So appreciate you. Today we are doing video 2 of 5. 2 of 5. Talking about pain to passion. And before I start, I just want to make sure that we get a couple of hellos and what's ups from people that are here. I appreciate you guys coming on board. So definitely say hello and where you are from. So I'd love to hear where you guys are from. And in the meantime, I want to play with a couple of these skins here. Let's see what's going on. Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? What's up, Dexter? Okay. So today I'm going to talk about turning chaos to pain and passion. Hashtag pain to passion is what I like to call it. And it's a series of videos that I am doing right now to help people through this epic, I call it epic times, because right now we are truly going through epic times as we all kind of go through this pandemic together. So I want to talk about ways that you can turn all of the things that are happening to you into something that is more purposeful, more helpful, and something that is more, you can totally be more purpose and passion driven in your own personal life. So in a moment, I'm going to get into the details, but if you haven't already signed up to see all the videos, definitely do that at purposedrivenrevolution.com. I'll be sure to put the URL at the bottom once I'm done. There you can get all of them, because right now on IG Live, you can only see this video for 24 hours. So after that, it goes away. And I would love for you all to have all the videos so that you can see everything, and have access to all the ways that you can turn all this chaotic time into something that's definitely beautiful. Hey, Nathaniel, how are you? Okay, so at the end of the videos, if you sign up for the series, you're actually going to get a bonus. A lot of people talk about I've heard so many excuses. I'm in this industry. I've been in this industry for so many years. How do I switch out of it? I'm a certain age. I'm too young, too old. Not experienced enough, too much experience in that, not enough experience in this, all these different things. And I tell you that you can absolutely switch careers. You can actually do something that's more purposeful and purpose driven and do what you love, no matter what age and no matter what your situation. Believe me, I know, because I've done it, and several times I've switched the stuff that I wanted to do over time since college. And it really just takes determination and desire, true desire, to find that thing that kind of stirs your fire up, that lights you up. So that said, hello everybody, and thank you for being here. As you know, I started this on my birthday on Saturday because I really wanted to pay it forward and and give something useful and helpful to those that need it right now, who are going through a rough time. So that you can move through the pains and the hardships and actually make something positive out of this whole situation. Does that make sense? Hey, what's up, girl? How are you? So say hello and where you guys are right now. If you can say hello and make sure that you can hear me. Okay. So as you know, the proverbial shit has hit the fan, and you have two options. You can either lick your wounds and go back to whatever sense of normal you had before, or you can do something about it and join me and be the disruptor and do something even better in your life. Right, Felicia? You know what I'm talking about. And Natalia, you know what I'm talking about as well. Instead of going back to the normal, make something even better out of the life that you have right now. Don't just go back to the same old. Make something even better, more beautiful, more exciting, more purpose-driven, more fulfilling, more meaningful. Does that make sense? We want to do something that's actually helpful for our lives and not just go back to the same old, same old. Does that make sense? So what I want to talk about today is how you can start by taking care of yourself first. That's what we have to do. We have to basically take care of ourselves first. Just like you put the oxygen on when you are in an airplane, right? You want to be able to take care of yourself first, because there's another quote that says like hurting people hurt people. Well, if you're not hurting, if you're not feeling stress, if you're not feeling pain, then you can actually go out there and do what you love and support others as well. But if you are hurting, if you are in pain, if you do feel like you're in chaos and stress and all these different things, then of course your energy is going to show that. Your presence is going to, be out there in the world feeling all those things, and people are going to feel it as well with you. So what we want to do is start taking care of ourselves first. And so I have a couple of stories to share with you all about that, so that you can get an idea and maybe how it might apply to you in your life, in your personal story. Okay, so like I said, everyone's story is a little bit different. Everyone's going through a different aspect of, this chaos and pandemic that's happening right now. And I know that there's tons of people that you can notice having a whole bunch of difficulty. And there are other people who are just coasting, right? Who are like, things are well, things are fine, nothing has really changed for me. So the question is, what's the difference? Part of it is a circumstance, right? And actually, there's a movie called Be Happy that actually talks about the percent that your personal situation actually contributes to your personal happiness. And I think it was only like 40%. So really, only 40% of your physical situation affects your happiness overall. That means that 60% of that is other things, including your own personal actions, thoughts, and feelings about where you are, which means that you have a lot more control than you think you do about your current state, about where you currently are right now. So, for example, like one of the things that I like to talk about is how people who are going through depression and sadness and all these different things, there are absolutely things that you can do. But one of the things that requires no medication or even talk therapy or anything like that is running. Like if you go out and run, and I have actually a few friends who are runners and who do marathons and all those things, the more you actually work out your body, there can be no depression. There can be none of those chemicals can be there at the same time as when you're running, because when you're running, you're releasing endorphins, you're releasing the happy hormones, the feel-good hormones, and that balances out any depression that you could possibly have. Hey, what's up, Gideon? So even just taking any physical action or doing a physical activity helps raise you up from any kind of low energy and low vibe that you may have had. Does that make sense? Endorphins, the chemicals in your body actually wants to help you. It doesn't want to hurt you, right? So these feelings of stress and fight or flight, all these different things that we're feeling because of the madness of today, you can actually, help it just by going out and doing some physical exercise. Imagine that, right? Just that. But obviously that other 60% includes your own personal perspective and your state of mind around the situation that you're living in. Okay. So for example, in 2008, and I'll talk about that more in video 5, but in that situation in 2008, I was feeling down and depressed and like really unhappy at the job that I was in at the time. And so what did I do? I went out and I took some action. I was feeling a lot of physical pain. I was feeling a lot of physical issues that were happening in my body because my mind wasn't right either. So the moment that I started doing chiropractic care, I started working out, I started taking actions to figure out what I really enjoyed in my life, is the moment everything started to shift for me. Okay? Yes, Gideon, and that's why working out is fun. Yes, because it feels good. It feels good. And I know for a lot of people, like exercise is like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get up. I don't want to go outside and work out. I don't want to work out in my house, right? Like I know a lot of people are like that. But the truth is, you really don't need a whole lot to feel good. You can work out for 10, 15 minutes. And that is enough depending on what's going on in your body, right? Like definitely consult a doctor, but there's a lot of things that you can do with a short period of time that actually helps you raise up your energy and release all the stress in your body. So it can happen. Okay, so anyway, that's my story. That little brief bit is my story. But I want to talk about a person that I also interviewed. Her name is Sheila. She had 2 kids and was going through a divorce because she had a very rough relationship with her husband at the time. And so that involved a lot of battles with him, and he ended up actually cheating on her, and things ended up falling apart. He wouldn't show up at some of the therapy sessions that they had. A lot of rough things were happening. And he just didn't prioritize what was happening in their relationship. He would show up late to things or not at all. It was just a really tough thing. Hey everybody, just say hello when you log in and say hi. Excuse me. So anyway, her husband was basically proving his lack of desire to make things work. So after a separation, she quickly realized how difficult it was to raise 2 kids on her own, right? I mean, it's rough to raise kids on her own. I know, because I'm a single mom as well, but I've been raising my kids since before he was born. So, I had a lot of practice and experience. Meanwhile, she was kind of new to the situation and didn't know how to, create a better life for herself and for her kids, because being single and raising them by herself was something new for her. And part of the issue is that all her family was living in another country. She's actually from Israel. And so either the friends were unavailable or her family was away. Basically, she really didn't have a whole lot of support. Plus, her husband was not really that available or willing to help her either. And this is a very common story, right? There's a lot of women who go through this, and even fathers, right, as well, who are single fathers. So often women stay in broken relationships in order to avoid these kinds of problems, right? These single mom problems, because it's not easy. It's really not easy to raise a kid by yourself. And I know, Giddy, you know what I'm talking about too. So Sheila, of course, had other plans. So after 2 years of struggle, she decided to create a nonprofit organization that creates programs for women that are in this situation just like her. So basically, the whole organization allowed for childcare, for wellness workshops, support groups, and even, some of the local shops were giving gift cards to the people who were involved in the program. So she turned a potentially rough situation with her ex as a single mom into something beautiful that now she could, help even other women through, because she knows what it was like. I know what it was like, and she's actually happens to be a good friend of mine. And so she turned all of this turmoil into something positive by creating this organization that helped not just her, but other women. And I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to provide true support from the community for the unfortunate circumstance, right? Because she actually elicited the help of shops, of, different organizations, and all the things that she could do out there to bring in the support and the finances and, the gift certificates and everything that women could possibly need to be able to support themselves as single moms. I mean, I personally have always felt that, it takes a community to raise a kid anyway. So I'm like, perfect example of how a community gets together through her organization to support women in raising children. Makes sense, right? It's a prime example of that. So this is an amazing example of how she turned a rough fallout in her relationship into something that not only served her, but it helped her serve many other women who were going through the same situation as her. So I hope that that's a little inspiring to you, because I mean, there's nothing better than being able to turn your misfortune into something beautiful that you can then help other people with. And I can tell you tons of stories, but I wanted to tell you this one in particular because the first step number 1, is really taking care of yourself. And in this case, she did take care of herself because she solicited help, right? And then she was able to even turn that into something bigger by creating this beautiful organization that then also inspired and helped other women. So this whole video series is all about turning pain and chaos into purpose and passion. And it can be done in any circumstance that you have. It can be done if you just take that 60% that I mentioned of, your action and your mindset and all those things, and take that and run with it and turn it into something that you can actually, help even other people with. Does that make sense? So I hope that was enlightening for you all. Give me a hello and a high five and a smile or heart if you feel me on that one. It's such a beautiful, empowering situation that she was able to help other people through it. So make sure that you start thinking about where you are in your personal life, where the difficulties are, the chaos, the stress, and all that stuff is, and how you can start to sort of shift that and turn that around by either asking for the help that you need, soliciting it from your family, friends, etc. And also doing the personal work yourself to change and shift your mindset around where you're experiencing the hardship so that you can turn it into something passionful, purposeful, and fruitful. And that's it. I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 days. I'm doing these every 2 days. If you want to see the full series, sign up at purposedrivenrevolution.com. And I know that a lot of people are going through a lot of hardships through career stuff. Yeah, right, Felisa? She absolutely was able to get through it. So at the end of this whole series, I'm going to keep giving you different stories of how people have come out of really crazy situations so that they can feel more empowered on the other side. And at the end of the series, I'm going to give out a free bonus, a list of all of different purpose-driven careers, a lot of which are over 6 figures, that you can get without a college degree, but that actually help people. So I'm going to give that to you if you sign up at purposedrivenrevolution.com for the entire video series. And if you have any questions about what I talked about today, about how to turn things around, and if you're single mom, I can certainly send out the information on my friend who has the organization. And I look forward to seeing you guys in 2 days. And I will see you. Yes, it's amazing. And I will see you on the passionful side. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.